Cedar Grove. Give it up for Cedar Grove again, y'all. Weren't they amazing? Y'all, can we get Coach Wallace and Mr. G to come up here for a second? Can y'all come up here? Mr. Wallace, Mr. G, can y'all come up here for a second? Can y'all come up? Coach Wallace, thank you so much. Mr. G, can y'all come up for a second? Because y'all kicked us off the right way with all that, give it up for the people who made all this happen. Thank you so much. Aren't they amazing? Thank you so much for all the work you do. For kicking us off with all this light and love and energy and positivity, we wanted to thank y'all. The Extra Yard for Teachers Summit wants to award you all a $1,000 Donor's Choice Award gift card for you to use for your students. Thank you so much. Look at this. Get in there. Get that check. The big check. This is just the beginning. We have so much more for you. Stay tuned. Thank you again. Congratulations.
education, the fact that we need more support, the fact that we need great teachers like you, and they have to be supported.
We may not see the results of our work with kids right away, or ever. We may never know the impact that we've had on a kid, but it's the most worth it work in the entire world.
There are a lot of hardworking people who have worked to make this year's summit a reality, and I want to start off by giving a big shout out to the team at the College Football Playoff Foundation for everything they've done to bring the Extra Yard for Teachers event to life.
Of a teacher is so profound. You can change the course of someone's life. You can change their history. You can change what they're going into. It is amazing.
Keep inspiring your students and just hang in there. You may not see it, but you are making a difference each and every single day in their lives.
I think that's why you're all here, because you love your jobs. So keep showing up. Know that even if it doesn't feel that way on any particular day, the little tiny things that you do are seeds that you're planting with your students, and they will live forever.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Joaquin Sewataneo, and it's an honor to be your MC. And let me be the first to welcome you all to the 2025 Extra Yard for Teachers Summit. This is the part of the program where I've been given 2 minutes to tell you about myself. I'm a poet, an author, and a teacher. But instead of using these 2 minutes to give you a story about myself, can I just spit a poem for y'all about a student I taught? Here goes. So the assignment I gave my high school English students was to write a series of 4 short haiku poems that distinctly say something about themselves and then recite them to the class. These are the 4 poems that John recited that day. Speaking in a quiet, communicative way always came easy to me. Accident is equal to invention, but there's hope. I still practice accidents. I restore antique radios. I like the way static feels in my palms. You cannot deny the lucid fact that silence must succumb to voice, and I have to let you know now, John. Although you never uttered one word in class, you spoke volumes to me. And you taught me a lesson in humility, because I realized that day in my blind and deaf arrogance that I asked you to master my language without attempting to learn one word of yours. So starting today, I'll begin by learning the signs of what I feel the most beautiful spoken words in existence, words like moon, eclipse, grandfather, sunflower. And I realize now, John, if I were ever to write you a poem, it would probably sound something like this to you. My mother was the moon, and my father was the sun, the moon and sun that existed in a constant state of eclipse. So I learned to grow despite the darkness, and I learned at an early age the power of spoken word. My mother's silence and my father's absence formed cave walls that my grandfather's words reverberated off of like children dancing in field of purple simply for the sake of purple. And it is true, metaphorically speaking, I'm that sunflower growing wildly in the alley adjacent to nothing. And though my petals extend upwards toward darkness, my roots extend deeply toward the warmth of all the voices that nourished me or didn't nourish me. So thank you, mute mother. Thank you, absent father. Thank you, beautiful, all-encompassing grandfather. And thank you, John, my silent, poetic student, for your words. Thank you so much. Let's begin this day, shall we? So excited to be here. I hope you are too. A couple of very quick housekeeping tips here. When you walked in, you received a ticket. That ticket is your lucky ticket. I hope it's your lucky ticket, because we are doing so many giveaways today. So keep that ticket that you received when you walk in handy with you throughout the day and into the reception. We're doing giveaways during this summit today and then after, so please keep that ticket handy and close with you. You also received a wristband. If you're over 21, it had a couple of drink tickets attached. And if you're under 21, well, it was just a wristband. Make sure those are visible when you attend the reception after our summit today. Thank you so much. Our goal is to inspire you and to lift you up, but most importantly, to thank you for the impact that you've made in every single scholar's life that you've been able to touch with your brilliance. So give it up for yourselves for being the brilliant selves that you are. Now, it's my absolute honor to bring our first speaker up to be with you all today, to share a message with you all. This is a person who is the executive director of College Football Playoff. And this is a person who has dedicated their life to service, a veteran of the United States Air Force who recently retired after 38 years. Can we applaud that service, please? A man who is rooted in education because both of his parents were educators. In fact, his sister is a principal today. Please show some love, show some light for the amazing Rich Clark. Rich, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. What an energized room this is, right? But what would I expect from a group of teachers and principals and educators and people who impact people's lives? And I am here, if there's one thing that you take away from what I say today, I'm here to say thank you. Thank you for what you do for your communities, for your students, for our country, for the world. And Joaquin mentioned that my parents are also teachers. I grew up with teachers. My dad was actually a principal too, and a superintendent. I had a rough upbringing. It was rough. It was rough. But I will tell you that their values that were instilled in me were instilled because of their background as teachers. My sister is a principal, and she's all in. I am so proud of her. When I go to speak to her class and to watch what she does, it makes me so proud. But what I do realize is that I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the one that didn't go into teaching, and my parents remind me of it all the time. They're saying, maybe you can still go teach. Maybe, and I think I'm past go on that at 60 years old. But I will say this. Since I've become the director of the College Football Playoff, one thing that I'm so proud of is that we have a foundation that gives back to teachers. And a foundation that I can be a part of, and even though I didn't get to teach, I can still support the teachers that are in our country. And that is very important to me, yes, and that's what they do. Our foundation is amazing. They have touched teachers, 550,000 teachers since its inception. 12 million students, 60,000 schools, $80 million that our foundation has been able to give to schools and teachers since its beginning 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. It's amazing. And it really does excite me to be a part of it. And my parents finally give me a bit of a head nod. They're like, all right, keep working, you'll do okay. But I just want to let you know that it does matter to our country and our students. And one of the reasons that we have this foundation is because what we do know is that every one of those athletes on the field, every one of those coaches that are teaching them, those coaches are teachers, those athletes are students, and their foundation comes from you. And if it weren't for you, we wouldn't have a college football playoff. We wouldn't have the students in college that are able to do the great things that we get to watch on Saturdays and Thursdays and every day that a football game is on. It's because of you, the foundation that you provide to them, that they're able to do the things that they do. And we want to give back and help to build that foundation so that we can continue with this great enterprise of college football. So thank you for that. And there's so many times, and I've heard many stories from my parents about people who don't actually appreciate teachers. And I'll share one story with you. That's one that has always stuck in my mind. And it was at a dinner party. This is one that they told me. It was at a dinner party, and there was a CEO of a company that was at the party. and a little bit maybe egotistical, and he was talking about teachers. And he said something like, you know, why would anybody go into the teaching profession? There's that saying that people who can't teach, people who can do. And that is why we don't need people that are, or why would anybody ever step into that? And then he looked over at another teacher, and her name was Sue, and he said, Sue, what do you make? And Sue, being kind of the outspoken person that she was, said, what do I make? I make my students feel special. I make a C+ seem like the Medal of Honor. I make my students double check their English paper and make a good draft so that they can turn in a product that they can be proud of. I make my students proof their math to make sure that they don't make mistakes. I make my students ask questions. I make my students think critically. I make my students sit in study hall so they can be their absolute best. What do you make? I make a difference. What do you make? The CEO was shut down. Because Sue and you are making a difference in our country that nobody else does, that compares to nothing else that any other profession in our country could ever do. And that's why we at the CFP support teachers. And I just want to tell you, thank you for making a difference. Thank you for making a difference in our country. Thank you for making a difference in this area, in the Atlanta area, and in Georgia, across this great state. And thank you for making a difference in my life so that I could be who I am today. And I want to congratulate our 50 outstanding teachers from across the country who are here. Let's give them a round of applause. And there's one other teacher that I want to thank publicly, and she's not here right now, and she probably will never hear it, but I'm going to say it out loud. I got to live my dream as a pilot because of Miss Rita Wilson. Because when I was in 9th grade, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't know, and she made me do a project on the career that I wanted to choose. And I didn't know what to do, so I went and talked to her about it. And she said, well, tell me, if you could do anything in the world, what would be your wildest dream? I said, I'd like to fly. And she said, well, there you have it. Why don't you go do your project on being a pilot? And I was like, why not? And I did a project on being a pilot in 9th grade. And then I did a science project with paper airplanes in 10th grade. And then I did a project on the school that I wanted to go, the Air Force Academy, in 11th grade. And then my teachers helped me with my application and my letters of recommendation in 12th grade. And then when I graduated, I went to the Air Force Academy. I became a pilot. I lived my dream because Miss Rita Wilson pushed me to it in 9th grade. So I just want to tell you, every one of you out there has a multitude of me out there somewhere. And every one of them I know appreciates you and thanks you. So I am thanking Miss Rita, and they're thanking you. I'm thanking you on their behalf right now. So thank you all for what you do. Thanks for letting me just spend a few minutes with you, and congratulations on making a difference in our world.
Hello, I'm Georgia State School Superintendent Richard Woods. This year, the Georgia Department of Education and the Georgia Foundation for Public Education have enjoyed partnering with the College Football Playoff Foundation on the Georgia Teachers Initiative. This initiative underscores our commitment to supporting and celebrating the incredible teachers who shape the future of our state. Investing in educators and elevating their vital work ensures that Georgia students have access to the highest quality education and opportunities. Together, we are making a difference for Georgia teachers, students, and communities.
She has been the executive director of the Georgia Foundation for Public Education for over 8 years and shares a deep passion for public school education. Please welcome to the stage, Paige Busby.
It is my absolute pleasure to be here this afternoon and to say thank you so much for everything that you do for Georgia's students, the 1.7 million across the state. I have been the executive director, as they said, for over 8 years now, and it has been our pleasure for the last year to partner with the College Football Playoff Foundation offering the Georgia Teachers Initiative, where we've been able to review over 800 applications from teachers like you all and give out over $88,000. This has been funded through the College Football Playoff Foundation and also through the Peach Education Tax Credit. And we are thrilled to announce that we will be able to continue giving out these teacher-level grants for innovation for as long as we can. As long as there's money to, we will continue to give out the grants. So thank you so much for everything you do. And a special thank you to all of our teachers from around the United States, and especially to our Georgia teachers. Thank you.
Give it up again for Paige, please. Paige, thank you so much for all that you do. Now, we want to take a moment to recognize our incredible partners without whom none of this would be possible. So when you hear your organization's name, if you could please stand and be applauded. We want to give some shout outs to the following people: the Atlanta Sports Council, Atlanta Host Committee, AT&T, the Georgia Foundation for Public Education, the Georgia Teachers Initiative, Understood.org, our official accessibility partner, Dr. Pepper, Reach Higher and Common App, In Spirit VR and School Specialty, Georgia Early Education Alliance Ready Students, Promise All Atlanta Children Thrive, United Way of Greater Atlanta, the Rotary Club of Atlanta and its representatives from Atlanta's Mayor Andre Dickens' office, Modelo and Go-Go Distributors. A huge shout out to our local celebrities who are providing the awesome reception for y'all later: Farmers Gourmet Catering and Chef Elliott. Please give big love to Pretty Tammy, the DJ, and Professor Tish, y'all. At this time, we want to welcome the Gears team and their partners, PACT, United Way of Greater Atlanta, Rotary Club of Atlanta, and representative from Atlanta's Mayor Andre Dickens' office to join me on the stage for a moment. Now, we've been talking about a lot of organizations doing incredible work, and speaking of incredible work, we need to talk about the GEARS program, the Georgia Early Education Alliance for Ready Students, and PACT, Promise All Atlanta Children Thrive. GEARS is a nonprofit operating to inspire and provide leadership and early statewide movement on quality early learning and healthy development for all children ages birth to 5. Let's take a look at what they're doing.
This entire morning we're going to be going throughout the Atlanta area honoring pre-K teachers.
A lot of the work that we do at United Way is to ensure that children get the resources that they need. So we were very excited to jump on board and match the funding to these deserving teachers.
And so we just wanted to stop by and say thank you so much for what you are doing for students. How could we support a teacher who has done so much for her campus? And you want to know what we came up with? $5,000.
I sincerely thank you all for your commitment and for everything that you do for Atlanta's young people. You are truly early childhood champions. Let's give all those teachers a round of applause, y'all.
Been in this field for a long time, and it just feels good to be recognized for something that you do in your heart, to just love on the kids. It's in my heart.
Great teachers change lives.
To celebrate the critical importance of early education and the educators who support our early learners, please join me in welcoming all these amazing 20 early childhood educators who've been teaching for the last 10 to 43 years. Please applaud them as I call them out. Sabrina Billinger, 24 years. Nicole Brinson, 26 years. Connie Kofer, 20 years. Wanda Davis Farmer, 28 years. Katisha Gray, 17 years. Kashay Harper, 30 years. Shantae Howard, 19 years. Rashunda Howard, 10 years. Patrice Hoogley, 33 years. Pauline Knox, 24 years. Yolanda Mejia, 24 years. Wendy Paloma, 17 years. Kim Perry, 25 years. Missy Phillips, 14 years. Conchetta Reeves, 32 years. Patricia Shepard, 18 years. Kathy Smothers, 21 years. Tamika West, 22 years. Kimberly Williams, 14 years. Juanita, where are you, Juanita? Oh, Juanita, give it up for Juanita Willis, 43 years. Because of your dedication to service, you are all being named Early Childhood Champions Teacher Hall of Fame winners. Congratulations. Give it up again. But wait, there you go. But wait, there's more. Each of you has been given a surprise envelope. A smaller one. If you could at this time, could you please open it up? Pause for reaction here. That's right. Gears and the College Football Playoff Foundation are honoring each of you with $5,000 to thank you for your service and dedication. Give it up for this year's Gears recipients.
I didn't know I was supposed to be on stage.
We'll take care.
Rashonda Howard.
Come back here. We'll take care of you in a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Give it up for him one more time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Kimberly Williams is going to run up. She was recognized. Can we just hold for one photo?
Let's hold for one. Yeah, Kimberly. Let's hold for one more. I'm sorry, hold, please hold. We had two people in the audience that we need to bring up. Also, there was one more as well, wasn't there? Kimberly Williams and?
Yeah, come on up.
Come up. So we'll take care of you at the end over there. Hold for a photo op. $5,000. Goals, y'all. Hashtag goals. We've done a lot of recognition today. Now it's time to recognize you. Let's give some shout outs to the people in this audience right now. So, the Extra Yard for Teacher Summit loves recognizing people in the room. So, if you're in this room right now and you aspire to be or dream of being a teacher, can you please stand up so we can applaud you? Have a seat, have a seat. Thank you so much. If you've been a teacher for 1 to 5 years, can you please stand up so we can applaud you? All right, have a seat, have a seat. If you've been a teacher for 6 to 10 years, can you please stand up so we can applaud you? All right, have a seat. The veterans. If you've been a teacher 11 plus years, 11 to 50, 11 to 60, stand up. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a seat. If you're a school principal or administrator, please stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you so much for leading us. Have a seat. If you're a school counselor, librarian, custodian, or staff in any way, stand up to be recognized. All right. If you are a 2024 Teacher of the Year, please stand up and be applauded. Amazing. Thank you so much. We're so proud of all the amazing educators here today. Next, we want to recognize some exemplary Georgia teachers who've gone the extra yard for their students all year long. Now, each of the following teachers were nominated by one of their colleagues, a fellow teacher. And by the way, they have no idea that they're about to be recognized. Will each of you please stand when you are called, when your name is called, to be thunderously applauded. Azaloy Life is a reading teacher at Sandtown Middle School. She was nominated by Samantha Maxey. Dana Lamb Showbrook is the choral director at Whitewater High School. She was nominated by Melinda Barry Driesbach. Natasha Smith Willis is a librarian at Finch Elementary School. She was nominated by Tracy Nance. Cassandra Boulding is a dual enrollment counselor at Langston Hughes High School. She was nominated by Patrice Dawkins Jackson. Kimberly Price is an ESOL teacher at College Park Elementary School. She was nominated by Dr. Maisha Otway. Alicia Reno is a STEM teacher at Talley Street Upper Elementary School. She was nominated by the 2024 Georgia State Teacher of the Year, Christy Todd. Brittany Streeter is a 5th grade science teacher at KIPP Vision Academy. She was nominated by Arlesia Brooks. We want to recognize all of you for going that extra yard in your classroom, and each and every one of you will receive a $500 Donor's Choice check. Donor's Choose check for your classrooms. Thank you so much for all you do for your students. Give it up for all of them. Let's take a look at a video.
Congratulations and welcome to our Excellence in College Counseling family. To the entire KIPP Forward team at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School, thank you for all that you do.
Congratulations on this great achievement.
We thank you for your hard work and endless dedication.
I just want to offer you a congratulations message telling you that this is a well-deserved recognition.
Congratulations and welcome to the Excellence in College Counseling Club.
I cannot think of a team that's any more deserving. As a first-generation college student, I really had no idea what the college application process entailed. But with the help of my KIPP Forward counselors, they assisted me with finding a school that best fits my needs, applying to scholarships, and also essay writing.
Through countless hard days and long weeks, you have remained a guiding light and a catalyst in my life, as well as for many other KIPP students navigating their college journeys.
Congratulations to all of you guys for giving your heart, your passion, and your soul to ensure that students get a great opportunity to go to college.
Please know that the work that you do is transforming lives and helping students shoot for the moon.
So I hope you know just how remarkable you all are. And I hope you know how grateful I am for everything you do, because truly, you all deserve a celebration.
Reach Higher is a college access initiative that encourages young people to complete their education and own their future, started by former First Lady Michelle Obama. During her extraordinary time in the White House, Reach Higher inspires every student to complete their education past high school, whether a professional training program, community college, or four-year university or college. Reach Higher joined Common App in 2019. Common App is a nonprofit membership organization dedicated to access, equity, and integrity in the college admission process. And speaking of excellence and integrity, let's shout out someone else today. Could Atua Emu and Irving Williams from KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School please stand to be recognized? Atua is the Director of Post-Secondary Counseling at KIPP Forward. Irving is the Managing Director at KIPP Forward. KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School has been selected as the 2025 Excellence in College Counseling winner, presented by Reach Higher and Common App. The team at KIPP Atlanta Collegiate has seen an increased number of college applications in recent years, as well as positive growth in FAFSA submission and completions. Yes. Irving and Tua lead KIPP's Atlanta's post-secondary completion work, ensuring that all KIPP students have a plan that works for them, including college and the workforce, providing support and guidance even after students have graduated high school. The team of counselors and advisors at KIPP work together to help students and families navigate the path toward college and career readiness. The College Football Playoff Foundation and Reach Higher celebrated KIPP Atlanta recently with an A+ breakfast. Please give it up for KIPP Atlanta Collegiate High School. Now we want to provide you with a QR code so you can learn more about Reach Higher and access and receive some of the tools they have to provide. And while you're accessing that QR code, I think it's a good time for a giveaway. Everybody have their lucky tickets with them? Pull them out. Everybody ready? By the way, whoever wins this raffle prize is going to receive a $100 gift card from Donors Choose and Reach Higher. $100 gift card. Lucky number is 4. 402. We've got you back there. We're running it to you. Now, I'd like to invite to the stage amazing media personality, attorney and author, Rachel Lindsay.
Hello, everybody. Keep clapping, not for me, for yourselves. Give yourselves a round of applause. I can't believe they have me following former First Lady Michelle Obama, but I am so happy to be here. It's such an honor to stand on this stage in front of you. There are many hats that I get to wear, but my favorite hat, I have to say, is that I get to be an ambassador for the College Football Playoff Foundation. So I've been doing this since 2017, and every year I get to stand on stage and celebrate and uplift you guys, which is all about the mission of the foundation. It's all about uplifting, celebrating, inspiring educators and the teaching profession. So I am so pleased to be here with you today. It's been so fun to watch you guys get up and dance and just celebrate, because everybody knows that it takes one. That's something that the foundation talks about. It takes one teacher to make a difference in someone's life, and I know that teacher that did that for me, and I know you guys do that for your students. And so if you can just give yourself another round of applause, because you guys are heroes in my eyes and so many others as well. Okay, so last year, we began giving away the annual awarding of the Hancock Excellence in Teaching Award. And before I announce this year's winner and welcome them to the stage, I want to share a bit about the Hancock Award and why this award is just so special. The Hancock Award is named after Nikki Hancock. Nikki Hancock was a passionate English literature teacher for 3 decades at her high school in Kansas City, Kansas. Her teaching was deeply influenced by her own educational experiences and the joy she found in her students' literary discoveries and academic growth. Nikki made a profound impact guiding young people with integrity and passion, and this award is a testament to her long life commitment to education and excellence. Bear with me. The Hancock Excellence in Teaching Award honors a veteran educator of over 20 years who has made a significant impact through their dedication to teaching. This year, there were over 80 nominations of incredible veteran educators. Can we give a round of applause for that? Thank you so much. Now, every single one of those nominations was absolutely deserving of this award, but there was one particular educator that stood out among the rest. Let's take a look.
When I was in second grade, I had the opportunity to spend a whole day in her classroom, and I just was impressed and fell in love. It was not only about content and learning, but it was also about relationships, the way my aunt and her students interacted with so much care, patience, and love. Right there, I knew that I wanted to be a teacher. I get to see my students grow, succeed, become the people that when they were little, I envisioned them to be. Seeing my student become a teacher, trying to inspire other students and saying, I'm doing this because of you, has been very special for me.
Please welcome to the stage the 2025 Hancock Excellence in Teaching Award recipient, Maria Durner. I'm gonna let you soak up all those applause because you're so deserving of it. Now, Maria's very humble, but if you give me a moment, I want to brag on you a bit because I want everyone to understand why she is so deserving of this award, if you'll give me a second. Okay, so Maria Durner teaches 9th through 12th English language development at Belton High School in Belton, Missouri. She establishes real-life goals and connection and looks for opportunities for all students, whether pursuing secondary or post-secondary education or joining the workforce. As a Hispanic Latina, Mrs. Durner constantly reminds her multilingual learners of the many opportunities the United States has for immigrants. She wants her students to believe in themselves and know that hard work and commitment are crucial to overcoming any obstacles in life. There's more. There's more. She continuously seeks to uplift and empower her students, celebrating their small and significant achievements. She reassures her students, reminding them that they belong in this country, and have much to contribute to society. Please join me one more time in a round of applause for this year's Hancock Excellence in Teaching Award recipient, Maria Derner. It's beautiful. All right, now, I know you're humble. We talked about this backstage, but I want to give you the opportunity to just say a few words, if you will.
Well, thank you so much. I am deeply honored to receive this award. But this goes to all teachers out there who, no matter the circumstances, they still show up for the students every day. So it goes to all of you. This is all of us, for all of us.
Thank you. Maria, you are not shy. I could have handed you the microphone. We could have kept going. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you for all that you do and you continue to do.
Thank you again, Rachel, and congratulations, Maria. Give it up for them one more time, please. Now, please join me in welcoming to our stage Joe Hutchinson from Georgia-based company Inspirit VR.
Hello, Atlanta, and hello, Georgia. My name is Joe Hutchison. I am a retired educator from right here in Georgia. I am excited to be here, and I wanted to say thank you to all of you teachers. So give yourself a round of applause. After working in education for so many years, I'm excited now to work with Inspirit VR. We are a virtual reality company right here in Georgia, and we have already partnered with a number of schools in Georgia as well as across the U.S. And we work hard to provide fully immersive simulations with student performance tasks built in and analytics back to the teacher. So that's what we provide. Now today, right out there in the lobby, we had a QR code. A number of you have already scanned it. We're going to be giving away individual headsets to a lot of you today. We're going to ship it right to your school. But we're also here to make a huge donation to one of our schools right here in Metro Atlanta. So don't forget Inspirit VR, but let's go ahead and get to the most important part.
Thank you so much, Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled to share some exciting news about Martin Luther King High School. Can Principal Michael Alexander please stand up? Principal Michael Alexander from MLK High. Inspirit is a provider of innovative learning content for K-12 science, math, and career education. Their mission is to empower students with their innovative tools that they need to succeed in the 21st century and beyond. In partnership with the College Football Playoff Foundation, Inspirit is donating a complete virtual reality system to MLK High School. This includes 10 MetaQuest headsets, a content subscription that includes science, math, career discovery reality content, accessible on the web and in virtual reality, teacher professional development. This package is worth over $26,000. Congratulations to MLK High School. Give it up one more time for them. And give it up for Joe and Inspirit as well.
Thank you. Congratulations, MLK.
Now, there are more chances to win throughout the day, so make sure you stop by the Inspirit table, the Inspirit booth, anytime after this summit. Try out the headset. Talk to the people there. Ask them questions. Thank you so much, Inspirit, and thank you again, MLK.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now it's time to introduce our first keynote speaker for the Inspire track of our day. Jed Dearybury. Since beginning his education journey in 2001, Jed has transitioned from an award-winning early childhood educator to a global leader in professional development. He is the founder of MrDearybury.com and author of The Playful Classroom, The Courageous Classroom, and The Playful Life. Jed's mission is to equip, encourage, and empower through creativity, laughter, and hands-on fun. Please join me in welcoming to our stage South Carolina Teacher of the Year finalist and Milken Fellow, Jed Dearybury.
What's up, everybody? I can't hear you, Jamela. Wow, I am so excited to be with y'all. Look at that picture of me. Don't I look cute up there? Gosh, I love it. Everybody say Dearybury. When I was in college, I had to tell people how to say my last name, and I said dairy like a cow, berry like a fruit. That's the way I wrote it on the introduction, so he'd know how to say it. And when I was in college, everybody called me Fruity Cow. Everybody, let me hear you say Fruity Cow. Today, I want to give a very special, quick 15-minute speech to you titled, You All Get an F. In a room full of teachers, you're like, what? I'm an A+ teacher, right? I know you're all A+ teachers. I'm an A+ educator. We work our tails off in this profession, right? Well, back in 2015, we had somebody in the state of South Carolina, where I'm from, that wanted to grade educators A through F, kind of like put it on our door like the Waffle House, you know, A, B, C, D. Yeah, I know, that's what we said. We laughed. That same year, I was a finalist for State Teacher of the Year. Give it up for these State Teachers of the Year over here. I see some people I know over there. I'm super proud of you. I was a finalist, and as part of being a finalist, I was asked to give a speech to my back to school event in our district, you know, because they wanted some free labor that year, right? And so anyway, I said, we'll do this, and I'm going to give this speech, and I'm going to title it, You All Get an F, to kind of poke fun at the dilemma that was going on in the state that year. And instead of giving all bad Fs, we're going to skip that slide. Y'all don't need to know about me. You can Google me if you want to know more about me. I brought these amazing people on the stage with me to deliver my speech. These are the top 5 teachers from my education journey. Since I was a top 5 finalist, I thought that's the only thing I wanted to do was to honor my top 5 teachers from my career. And I told them live on stage that day that they were all getting an F. You see the lady in pink there? She was not happy. I could hear her. What have you done, boy? What are you getting us into? But here's what I did. I started with the lady in the denim jacket. And I gave her the F of foundation because she was my first grade teacher in 1984 at Bowling Springs Elementary School, and she laid the foundation of my education journey. She taught me how to read with Dick and Jane books. She taught me how to write. Y'all, she taught me how to do math, and she did it way out of the box for 1984. She took us to putt-putt golf and games. And on day 1 of putt-putt golf and games, when I scored a 3 on the first hole and a 2 on the second, I learned that 3 plus 2 equals, what a foundation she laid for me. It was amazing. All throughout my high school career, college career, I always remembered my first grade teacher. Any of y'all teach first grade out there? Yeah, you're somebody's foundation right now. You're somebody's foundation. The next F I gave out was to the man on the far end. This was Coach Fisher. He was a football coach, but he wasn't one of those coaches first and teachers second. He was a teacher first. And coaching football was a bonus for him. And he was my high school geography teacher. He was stern, he was strict. When you would walk into school every day in his classroom, he'd say, all right, sit down and get out your writing stick. Yeah, that's what I used to tell my second graders, that their crayons were their writing sticks, and they used to love it. The F that I gave this man was the F of faith. Because the year that I had him was the year that I lost the closest man in my life, my grandfather, my namesake. My real name is John Edwin Dearybury III, and my John Edwin Dearybury Sr. passed away that year. It was a hard year for me. During the middle of that year, when the funeral happened, I was in his class when they came to tell me that my grandfather passed. And the day of the funeral, Coach Fisher took the day off to come to the funeral. And he reminded me that things were going to be okay. And they are. They are. They were tough at the time. But he reminded me. And later on in life, he and I ended up at the same church for a couple of times. And I got to see faith lived out. And that's why I gave him the F of faith. Sadly, 6 months after this event, he passed away from Parkinson's disease. This was one of his last public events. So I was so excited to give him an F that day, right? For some of you out there, you're the faith of your students right now. They're trusting and hoping and believing in you to help them get through. The next F I gave was to the lady in pink. Her name is Miss Garrett. I gave her the F of feelings. She was my middle school band director, 6th grade. She taught me how to play a trumpet. Anybody play a trumpet in here? Anybody, a musical instrument? Yes, love that. Y'all, I don't know if you know, but 6th grade was a heck of a year. It was one of the worst years of my life because it's where all the elementary schools came together. There were new people, there were new feelings, new emotions. I grew a hair under my arm. I didn't know what was going on. I was afraid. I remember one day as I was made fun of by another person in the building during my PE class, running out of PE class, crying, and I ended up in the trailer where we had band class, and Miss Garrett hugged me and she said, Jed, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get you through these times. I was bullied a lot as a kid in middle school. And I remember Miss Garrett crying with me that day, getting me through it. The beauty of Miss Garrett was because she was the band director, she got me through 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And then she was part of 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. She's still one of my best friends. Sometimes when I deliver this keynote and I have a full hour to unpack all the stories in depth, I give her a call. Right in the middle of the time that we're on the stage, and I tell her, hey, and I love her. If you follow me on social media, I'm gonna give her a shout out later and on there and talk about her. She was the F of feelings. You know, you can see on her face, she's got some pretty intense feelings. The next up, the lady in the zebra dress, Miss Angie Jackson. She was my junior high school geometry teacher. Any of y'all love geometry? Okay, let me ask this. How many of you love geometry better than algebra? Yeah? Okay, I did so good in algebra, they let me take it twice. And so by the time I was finally at geometry, boy, I was ready to go. And Miss Jackson, y'all, she got the F of fun. I had her in 1994. I heard Belle Biv DeVoe playing earlier out here. That was the year that Poison came out. Miss Jackson used to play that as we came dancing into the room to learn about geography. She had flexible seating before it was a thing. We were having bean bags and fun chairs to sit in. Y'all, she had a sticker chart on her wall where you got those little gold stars like you used to get it maybe like when you went to Sunday school, you'd get a little gold star, wasn't there, for attendance or whatnot. And she had a chart. Every time you solved a proof, you got a sticker. And if you got 3 stickers, you got a blow pop with a little flag on it that says, you really blew it away today. Steal that. All of y'all steal that. Blow pops for everybody. Go get them. She got the F of fun. She made learning fun. And every time I tell this speech and every time I speak before a group, I think about her and the fun that she taught me, and I want to bring that fun to you. And the last F I gave out that morning was to the lady in the middle, the matriarch of the group. And you might be wondering where she came from. She was not part of my K-12 experience. She was not even part of my bachelor's. But when I went to get my master's at Converse College in Spartanburg, South Carolina, I met Dr. Anita Davis. And when I was talking to Dr. Anita Davis every single day, when I went to her classroom, she would say to me in the high-pitched, most southern voice you can say, Jed, I just love you to pieces, and I can't wait for you to be a teacher. You're going to be so good at it. And that moment, y'all, it was one of those moments that I will never forget because she was the first educator who spoke into my future. She was the one that spoke into my future. See, I had a little bit of a tumultuous childhood. It was up and down, all around, you know. But Dr. Davis spoke to my future. And here I am. And I'll tell y'all a funny story. She said to me, Jed, you're not going to make any money as a teacher. Amen. Amen. She said, so let me tell you what to do. She said, write you a book. Write you a book. And she said, it'll pay you a little money, I know, because I've written 9 of them. God love her. I love that woman so much. Since this picture, she too has also passed of Parkinson's disease. But that day, I got to give her the wonderful F of future. What were my F's in review that day? It was foundation, faith, feelings, fun, and future. And I want you to know right now, right in the midst of this auditorium, you are one of these, if not all of these, to every one of your students. Keep up the amazing work. Keep up the great job you're doing. Give yourselves a huge round of applause for being all F teachers. I would love for you to keep in touch with me. Scan this QR code and you'll know how to find me. You'll be able to find all of the things that I do. Here are my books. There's my Instagram. And here is the most fun part of the day is I'm going to get to give away one of each of my books right now. We're going to pull out the magic bottle of numbers, jar of numbers, whatever we got here. Thank you, Emily. I'm going to grab 3 right off the top here. 1, 2, 3. All right. If you are number 2, you're going to win a copy of The Playful Classroom. Where's number 2? Who's number 2? Number 2. If you are 22, number 22, you're going to get The Courageous Classroom. Where's 22? There you go. And if you are, okay, this one is 516. 516, you're going to get a copy of The Playful Life. All right, congratulations. I'll see you all online. Love y'all. Bye.
Please join me in welcoming AT&T Director of External Affairs, Michael Ruffin.
Can you guys hear me? Wow, that's me. Whoa, hey, good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? Oh, come on, we're in Atlanta. We can do better than that. How's everyone doing today? Hey, good afternoon. My name is Michael J. Ruffin. I serve as Director of External Affairs for AT&T. Jed, thank you, sir. He has me thinking about something. I'm a father of a 5-year-old, Michael J. Ruffin II, MJ, and I was dropping him off to school this past August for kindergarten. And I thought it was going to be tough for him, but it was tough for me. It was tough for me. I had a little tear in my eye, right? And I looked at him and we did our little affirmation, right? Not only teachers are preparing us for the future, but also you guys are confident builders. So I want you guys to do a little exercise with me. Do you mind? Can you do an exercise with me? One more, can you? So every day since my son and I, we do this little game I've called it. I'm great. Come on now. I'm great. And powerful. Beyond measure. Teachers, this is what you guys are doing. I remember in the 4th grade, my teacher, Miss McGee, I was having an issue with long-term division. And she put her hand on my back, calmed me down, told me work the process and go step by step. Before you know it, I end up becoming from a C to having an A on my math exam. I'm happy to be with such inspired teachers and leaders today. We are here today because of you. I'm here today because of you. And here at AT&T, we're committed to making sure that teachers have every resource, tool to ensure that you guys are continuing to impact the lives of our future generation. That's why on your break today, I want to make sure you stop by our table and take advantage of our teacher appreciation offer that we have for you. Also, I want to mention my other teacher, my mother, Michelle. Yes, I'm a mama's boy. And every day she asks me, Michael, what is it you do at work? And she's like, you're always walking around and talking, and you're always smiling. I said, well, Mom, I have a get-to job. I get to show up every day with a smile on my face. I get to impact communities. I get to impact lives. I get to focus on one of our top priorities at AT&T, which is bridging the digital divide. You guys heard that term, right? It's the gap between those who have laptops, access to the internet, resources, tools, and those who do not. Raise your hand. You have 1 or 2 students that may have an affordability challenge, an adoption challenge. You have someone in your neighborhood who does not have access to high-speed internet. So that's why AT&T has taken up that mantle. We're leading the charge. We're not running away from it. We're running straight to it. More importantly, on top of that, we're building out AT&T Connected Learning Centers. These centers are equipped with all-into-one desktop computers, right, that are backed by AT&T fiber. These rooms include a smart board. And there's nothing like this over the last few years or so, we've given away somewhat around 2,000 laptops just here in the city of Atlanta. And there's nothing like a young boy, young girl showing up and receiving a laptop from AT&T that comes equipped with Microsoft Office Suite. Here's the truth. They don't have to pay for it, right? Those laptops are ready to go. Those laptops are equipped with our Achievery program. Those laptops are equipped with our programs to make sure that we're providing the digital resources, tools, to make sure that we are bridging the digital divide. So, teachers, you guys are the cornerstone of our communities. We're happy to be with you today. We're happy to partner with you. We're happy to be a part of the College Football Playoff Foundation. Extra yards for teachers. You guys are the best. Thank you so much, and I invite you to watch a short video.
AT&T is laser focused on closing the digital divide. We are here at the John H. Harlan Boys and Girls Club of Metro Atlanta to officially open our AT&T Connected Learning Center.
Having this Connected Learning Center gives people a resource that they could get to quickly in their community and be able to improve their lives.
And I think the Boys and Girls Club can really help me with that, especially the Learning Center.
And also, we have a bit of a special treat.
Who's ready for another giveaway?
Who's ready?
What are they receiving here?
You guys will receive Samsung Galaxy Buds.
Good luck to the lucky winner. Michael, you want to draw?
Okay, can I get a countdown? 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. 389. 389. There's one more. 337. 337.
Come here, 337. I got you. Congratulations, those are awesome. Give it up for our winners, y'all. We have an amazing sponsor in Nike, y'all. Earlier today, we did a virtual raffle giveaway, and I want to announce that C. Lauderdale, who's been watching today, is a winner of a $100 Nike gift card. She's from the District Heights, from the PG County in the great state of Maryland. Give it up for her for winning a Nike gift card. And I'm wearing my dress Nikes today, y'all. I'm just saying. You know what I love most about my Nikes is what they say on the back. They say siempre familia, and what that means is always family, family always. I love wearing these Nikes around young scholars because everything that I do on a stage, everything that I write onto a page, everything that I try to instill in a student is in honor of my beautiful Puerto Rican wife and our 2 astonishing daughters. Give it up for my family, y'all. But Nike's feeling generous. They want to do one right now. Is it okay if we give away a $100 Nike gift card right now? Where's my lucky bowl again? Thank you so much. All right, for a $100 Nike gift card. Thank you so much, Nike. That one has a strike through. Why does that have a strike through? Okay, sorry. It's a very high number. It's like in the thousands. Okay. 450, 450. Where are you at? Are you in the room? Where are you at, 450? 450? 450. So sad for them. Do we go again? We go again. 231, 231. Yes, we got you a Nike $100 gift card. It's my absolute honor to welcome to the stage musical guest, the astonishing Knox Morris.
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? How are we feeling tonight? Are we good? Are we good? All right, so they told me backstage, they said I was going to have to do some talking. To be honest with you, I play music for a living, so talking isn't exactly my strong suit. But for those of you that don't know me, my name is Knox. I live in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been writing songs for like 6 years, and now it is my job, which is pretty sick. But the cool thing about being here tonight is that both of my parents are actually teachers up in Dayton, Ohio. And yeah, they're actually here for the weekend. I can't believe they didn't know about this event. They would be so happy to be here. But basically, with that being said, I don't know, who in here has kids? You're a teacher and you have kids, right? All right. So in my family growing up, education has always been something that is taken very, very, very seriously, and something that is kind of engraved in my brain, or has been my whole life. So when I was in college and I told my parents that I was going to drop out of school to try and write songs, you can probably imagine how they felt about that. But the one thing that they did teach me and that they taught me when I decided to move to Nashville and pretty much like change my whole life just to go chase this crazy dream, was basically that they always told me, and what I watched from them my whole life was just, if you're going to go do something, work harder than anybody else in the world at it, and work absolutely so hard. And I grew up watching them, and I understand the time and the effort and how hard all teachers work to, put together like lesson plans and show up early, and you're spending your whole summer in your classroom getting it ready for the next year. So, yeah, a round of applause for you guys, dude, seriously. But yeah, that being said, I'm going to sing you guys one of my songs. This is a song that I wrote called Love Letter. I'm gonna sing this one because I grew up my whole life, sitting on the couch getting read stories by my mom, right? And writing songs is pretty much just being a storyteller and building these worlds and stuff. And I remember when I wrote this song, I was so excited to show my mother, to be like, look, I understand how the English language works. So yeah, this song's called Love Letter. I hope you guys like it. There's no more crying in her coffee cup. She got close enough to kiss him, then he burned her tongue. No, he wasn't who he said he was. There's little lies between his teeth. Now she wonders, is it me? It's so hard to see, but what a lovely disaster. When the heart of glass finally shatters, and now she's burning all the love letters he sent her. They don't mean nothing now. They don't mean nothing now. And love is only 4 letters, but you'll never catch her saying them out loud, saying them out loud. Cause love letter trust in, let her believe then. Love letter spiral into the deep end. She's burning all the love letters he sent her. They don't mean nothing now. Cause love letter down. Love letter down. No. It's the oldest tale in history. Someone treated her so carelessly, and now she's broke, floating somewhere in the in-between. I bet she likes to be the villain for once. Not the damage is done, but what a lovely disaster. Now there's a little edge in her laughter, and her heart of glass finally shatters. Now she's burning all the love letters he sent her. They don't mean nothing now. They don't mean nothing now. And love is only 4 letters, but you'll never catch her saying them out loud, saying them out loud. Cause love letter trust in, let her believe in. Love letter spiral into the deep end. She's burning all the love letters he sent her. They don't mean nothing now. Cause love letter down. love letter, love letter, love letter down. And now she's burning all the love letters he sent her. They don't mean nothing now, they don't mean nothing now. And love is only 4 letters, but you'll never catch her saying them out loud, saying them out loud. Cause love letter trust in, let her believe in. Love letter spiral into the deep end. She's burning all the love letters he sent her. They don't mean nothing now. Cause love letter, love letter, love letter down.
Give it up again for Knox Morris, please. Everyone doing okay? Make some noise if you're doing okay. I'm so honored and so thrilled to announce our first of the day of School Specialty Giveaway. School Specialty designs, manufactures, and distributes a broad assortment of name brand and proprietary products, and they have an unmatched team of subject matter experts who have a singular vision to provide products and support to help schools and districts elevate their performance and improve learning outcomes for every single student. We have 2 team members here with us today, Dr. Sue Ann Hyland and Amy Vugler. Now, when we do this raffle in a moment, they are going to be running their prizes to you. And if you think the young people that have been running prizes today have energy, wait till you see the doc here, and wait till you see, because pure energy. You better be ready for a selfie and a hug, because they're going to bombard you. They're amazing. Please pull out your tickets again. It's time for our drawing. Now, we are going to be giving away a $50 gift card and a $100 gift card, and a virtual gift card's already been given away. I'll talk about that more in a moment. But for our $50 gift card, the first number I pulled was 346. A $50 gift card from School Specialties. Where are you in the room? Once again, 346. Where are you in the room? No. Another number. Again for that $50 gift card. 124. We got it. Yes. And for a $100 gift card, 286. Yes. Yes! Amazing. Earlier, we did a virtual giveaway, and winning a $100 gift card from School Specialty was, through our virtual audience, was Betty Stokes, watching from Conyers, Georgia, a teacher at Grayson High School. Now, before I bring out our next speaker, I just want to say my first year of teaching, my mentor teacher was Carolyn Madison, a master teacher, our department chair. And there were so many times that she pulled me aside to give me advice and guide me on my journey as a teacher my first year. By a round of applause, it makes some noise if you've guided a younger teacher and tried to help them in some way. Fantastic. Fantastic. And when I think back about my first year of teaching, I remember going home every day after work and saying to my wife the first day, second day, third day, fourth day, I quit. I can't do this. I'm horrible. And my beautiful Puerto Rican wife said to me, go back, you'll get better, trust me. I did eventually. By a round of applause, make some noise. If you had the chance, would you want to go back and give your first year teacher some advice that you know now? Make some noise if you'd like. Wish you could have done that. Well, your next speaker is going to talk to us about just that. Our next speaker is the 2024 Tennessean National Teacher of the Year, Missy Testerman, and she's going to offer a letter to her first year teaching self. Welcome, Missy.
Good afternoon. I think I need to tell them to sit down. I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I'm going to read a letter to myself composed the night before I began teaching way back in the 1900s. It goes like this. Dear Missy, tomorrow's a really big day. That one-piece pink flower pattern romper outfit with the oversized collar is perfect to wear. Don't worry about that zipper that goes from your neck all the way down to your waist, because first grade teachers don't have time to go to the restroom anyway. I know you wanted to teach with really cute young people, but instead you're going to be working with old people in their early 30s. They have children and husbands, and all of the fun in their life is already over. But they will guide you as you enter this profession. One of them, Mary Jo, will become the best mentor a new teacher could ever have. She will influence your career and fight so many fires for you when you make mistakes. She will be your best ally. So listen and learn from her. On your first day of school tomorrow, you're going to play a spelling game with your class. A student is going to race to the board when you tell him the word is ship. Only he's going to hear a T at the end of that word and not a P. He's going to be so excited that he knows how to spell that word. He's going to write that word in flaming capital letters across your classroom board. You're going to stand there in stunned, shocked silence. But it's okay, because there's an experienced paraprofessional who will be in the room with you. She's going to look up there and say, "No, Ricky, that's not it. Please erase that." This lady is going to teach you so much, because our paraprofessionals are a wealth of knowledge and information, and they're devoted to our students just like our teachers are. In your quest to make an impact, you're going to try really hard to please everyone at first. Your students, their families, your principal, and your colleagues. It's going to take you many years, decades, before you understand that it's perfectly acceptable to leave work at school and that no one will do it for you when you leave. Your life outside the school doors is also important, and you need to do things that recharge you. You will be a better teacher once you learn this. Love and inspire every student who walks through your classroom door. All of them, especially the ones who don't go home to the love they deserve. Love them hard, but don't ever for 1 minute think that your love is a suitable substitute for teaching them at a high level or holding them accountable for their actions. They don't always have someone at home to teach them appropriate behavior. You are going to be their best shot to change the trajectory of their lives, so use that influence wisely. You're going to teach with talented, passionate educators. These people are your teammates, not your competitors. You guys are going to have some really awesome years as you empower students and families. And you're going to have some hard times too. You will celebrate your students' successes and happy events in your own lives, including marriages, babies, and new homes. You will hold each other close as you experience loss, serious illnesses, divorce, and deaths. Your bond with the people you work with will stand the test of time, and they will continue to inspire you. There will come a time when you have to stand up for a student in a very public way. Your audacity that day will shock even you. There will come a time when no one will ever believe that you were once the quietest person in the room. Because once you find your voice, you will never be silent during injustice again. So stop worrying and get some rest. You're going to love being a teacher. It's the best job in the world. And the most wonderful years of your life start tomorrow. It's going to be great. Love, Missy. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Give it up again for Missy. I say we get that letter in every first-year teacher's manual, day one. Just amazing. Thank you so much. While we like to have fun and enjoy ourselves and bug out and act a fool at this conference, we also like to tackle some serious topics. So we want to create a conversation about you and about the realities of teaching, the importance of recruiting and retaining great teachers, what it means to be teaching in a classroom every day, today. So we're going to spend the next portion of our program having that conversation, talking to teachers. So please join me in welcoming our amazing panelists and teachers to come to the stage. Let's bring them out, our panel. I'll introduce them as they come out. First, we're going to have a principal at Fulton County Schools and owner of the Otway Impact LLC, Dr. Maisha Otway. We're also going to be joined by a member of the Air Force ROTC program, a senior at Clemson University, majoring in elementary education, and a member of the Call Me Mr. program. Please welcome young Caleb Costin. 2024 Georgia Teacher of the Year and National Teacher of the Year Award finalist and the Education Program Specialist for the Georgia Department of Education. Please welcome Christy Todd. Finally, Chief Education and Strategic Partnership Officer at the Levine Museum of the New South in Charlotte, North Carolina. Please welcome your moderator, Dr. Val Brown.
Good afternoon. We are so excited to be a part of the celebration of you and of teachers everywhere. But we want to be clear-eyed about the reality of the situation. Teaching is hard work, and it can take its toll. In 2022, on the heels of the COVID-19 pandemic, what we saw was that the teaching profession was the main profession that had burnout as the highest rate at that time. And unfortunately, the trend continues. More than half of K-12 teachers said that they felt burnt out in 2023 and were considering leaving the profession. While this is sobering news, it is not the whole story. Today, we are joined by a panel who, despite the harsh statistics, embody what it means to inspire, impact, and influence not only current educators, but future generations of teachers, and most importantly, the students and the communities they serve. And so today they're going to talk about the opportunities that they see for resilience, growth, and meaningful change. This, my friends, is a conversation about hope and action. So let's dive in. All right. So I come from a family of educators. Shout out to middle school teachers here. I am one of those. Woo, woo. Also, shout out to my North Carolina Teacher of the Year. Raise your hand, please, so I can just wave it. Yay, good to see you. Hey. All right, awesome. Awesome. And so I was inspired by my family of teachers to go into the profession. I want to hear from each of you here today. What or who inspired you to pursue teaching? And we'll start with Dr. Otway.
I'll go ahead and jump in. My family, too. I come from a family of educators, and I was like, that is not the profession I'm going into. I knew I wasn't going into education, but I also had service leaders in my family and in the medical field, so I thought I was going to be a certified registered nurse, and I was going to serve children that way. But my first year of school, my big sister, I went to all women's college in Massachusetts, and she was in the field of education, and that's when the two things clicked. And I became a part of my family's tribe of educators. So I, too, fell for it, even though all my life I'm never going to be a teacher, never.
I know that energy. Missy, what you got?
Val, for me, it was the moment I walked into my classroom as a 5-year-old in kindergarten. My kindergarten teacher's name was Mrs. Brown, and she was so warm and welcoming, and I just fell in love with the whole teaching and learning process. I would go home every day and put on a dress with a cardigan sweater, my Easter dress, and I would hold school in my bedroom with my dolls and stuffed animals and my 2-year-old sister. She was not a very good student. My dad did not like the discipline that I was imparting in my classroom, so he removed her from my classroom without a 504 meeting.
Fair.
Anything like that.
All 5-year-olds should have their own teacher cardigan. Let's say that. Caleb.
Yes, ma'am. So, sorry. I was homeschooled. I grew up in a household, full house. I'm second oldest of 9 kids, so I grew up in a household full of a whole lot of kids, different personalities and everything. And my mom pretty much taught us throughout, I was homeschooled up to 8th grade. And so up to then, I learned, different ways of learning, different ways of, different curriculums and everything like that. And what I would do also was help out my siblings with their work and everything like that. And my mom would tell me, you're pretty good at managing and helping them with their work. So, you might want to, study education or something like that. And that transpired into high school. And I would do the same with my classmates. And my teacher said the same thing. And so going to college, I didn't start majoring in education until that point was brought up again by my mom in my sophomore year. And I started, pursuing the major.
Awesome. Christy.
So my dad worked in construction, and he was the facilities director for the school system that I attended as a student. And so when I was 11, 12 years old, I would go to job sites with him. And if you have anybody in the construction business in your family, it's always last minute. Like, it's always running behind. So I would be there, like at schools, right before they'd open, unboxing furniture and helping teachers arrange their classrooms, helping out my dad. And that's really when I fell in love with teaching, and I actually taught for 16 years in a school that my dad built.
Wow. Thank you all so much. Caleb, I'm going to send this next question to you. About 1.3% of the teaching population in the United States is a black male. What impact do you believe you as a black male teacher can have on your future students?
So, as a minority educator, being that it's a rarity, I feel like inside the schools, it's a symbol of hope to a lot of students. It's kind of it's a counter narrative of the stigma that's upheld, or the label that's upheld of young African American males or in other minorities. So that stigma is that we can only be rappers or athletes to be successful. And in the classroom, showing them other ways of success, the students are getting that hope, and that goes for all my students, for all backgrounds. And with that, it's pretty much showing them a hidden message that intelligence does not attribute to color.
That's right. Give it up. Thank you for choosing this profession, Caleb. All right, Missy and Christy, I'm going to throw this next question to both of you. As the 2024 National Teacher of the Year and as the Georgia Teacher of the Year, you both have unique platforms that now you can speak from. How will each of you use your platforms to highlight the power of teaching as a way to inspire, impact, or influence both teachers and students?
I'll go ahead and hop in. Thanks, Val. My platform is that I want teachers to realize that they are the experts. They are the experts on what goes on in their classroom. They are the experts on the needs that they and their students have, and that there is no one standing in line to advocate for us. We have to do that for ourselves, our profession, and most importantly, our students.
Awesome. Thank you.
You know, I know Messi can say this, it's such a special opportunity to be a state teacher of the year. And a shout out to all of our state teachers of the year. They're here for the work that they do. And also a special shout out to Holly Witcher, who is your new 2025 Georgia Teacher of the Year. Woo! She's sitting up there. But I think when you're a Teacher of the Year, you have the opportunity to travel. And I had the opportunity to travel all over the state of Georgia. And you meet with a lot of legislators. And one thing I kept hearing was this pride about how Georgia has been for 11 years in a row the #1 state to do business. But what I think is that if we are going to continue to be the #1 state to do business, we must also become the #1 state for teachers to teach.
That's right.
Our state's economic prosperity depends on it. And I was very fortunate to write an op-ed with our superintendent, Richard Woods, that you saw in the video earlier, about ways that we can do that. So now I've stepped into a role working at the Department of Education with a specific focus on teacher recruitment and retention. And for all of our Georgia teachers, on Tuesday, we have a huge announcement coming out. So make sure to check the Department of Education social media channels about teachers that are being recruited into the profession, so be on the lookout for that. And we're also working on an initiative where we're looking at what makes a school a great place to teach, and trying to identify those specific things so we can encourage at the local level administrators to do policies that are good for teachers and students. So I'm excited to be in that work.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's give it, yeah. I'm here for applause, lots of applause. Dr. Otway, our favorite administrator on the panel. I heard there's other administrators in the room, so I'm just trying to give everybody some love. All right, so we recognize that teaching is the top profession for burnout. Retaining talent is difficult, but you found some unique ways to engage your teachers. Can you talk about how you have inspired and supported your teachers to stay committed while ensuring their well-being?
Sure, we have all day, just joking. So one of the things that we have to focus on is that teachers need to understand that they have to take care of themselves. And well-being can be connected to our school goals. We have a huge goal of 100% of our students to increase their achievement level in 1 year. Some people might say, oh, that's easy. Others know the real deal, that it takes work and alignment. But if teachers don't have their oxygen mask, we call it that oxygen mask, where it focuses on your nutrition, your movement, and your stress management, if you don't align those goals and purposely and intentionally do things inside the school buildings, not say just go out and have good nutrition, go out and move, and go out and manage your stress. Let's do that in the school building. So we've done a couple of things to make sure that we speak and make it happen for teachers. One of the things we do is very simple, low level. We have Wellness Wednesdays. And it started with just talking about nutrition, talking about movement, talking about stress management, and having raffles each Wednesday where you could win. If you're gonna bring your own lunch, guess what? Put your hand in the raffle, you're gonna win some containers. Low budget. My front desk person now takes that over, and she does it succinctly. But from there, in the course of 3 years, we have Walking Challenge Wednesday. We'll be at the hot chocolate race in Georgia. We won our zones walking challenge to do 10,000 steps a day, but we make it happen within the school day, as well as now we're up for winning I think it's the state's health challenge if we continue to keep our 10,000 steps. Then that turned into our custodian doing on Wednesdays. We have workout Wednesdays. I have yet to go to that one, a little too much sweat for me, but I told him I'm going next Wednesday. But it's that organic, now we're all moving and we can jump in and jump out, but we've created it within the school environment. We also have, so that's like our Wednesdays, how we focus on our Wednesdays. Then we have our Sharpening the Saw team. People who love to create events and hang out, create events for us. We have raffles, staff initiatives, and so we have our monthly crew events where we go out and hang out together and do fun things and have challenges. And we provide the incentives, and that team just picks, this is what teachers want, and it's tied to our school goals as well. And then teachers want to feel valued, and they want to feel supported, connected to the school goals. So we have a huge recognition program that we put together, and we recognize the daily wins, the weekly wins, And we recognize the middle of the school year wins and the end of the school year wins. And people see a lot of this on social media. My teachers win Jordans, they win sweatsuits, they win gift cards, and they get really engaged with meeting the goals, taking care of themselves, connecting with each other, because we all want to win for kids.
We don't want to steal any teachers, but what school do you work at?
You're not stealing my teachers. You can come work for me. My teachers are in the building, my coaches are in the building, my zone superintendent's in the building. You can come work for me.
I'm going to ask a question that you all haven't prepped, and so I'll answer it first. But in the course of your teaching career, a career as an educator, as a future educator in your pre-service, what is a lesson that you learned that you want people to leave with today? And I'll tell a quick story about a student that we'll call Evan. It was my first year teaching. I was teaching ninth grade, and my administration didn't tell me at the time that this was a group of ninth graders who were repeating the ninth grade. And so when I pulled out the text and I said, okay, we're going to read this today, they said, we read that last year, miss. I was like, no, you didn't. And they were like, yeah, we did, right? And so it took a lot on me to figure out how I was going to properly serve these students. But there was one student named Evan who I looked at his work and I said, Evan, you don't belong in my class. You belong in IB. Like, what are you doing in this class? And he said, don't worry about it, miss. Like, this is where I belong. And I worked really hard to encourage Evan to do more, right? He easily had an A in my class, and I was like, you should really put yourself out there. And what I didn't know at the time is that he was failing. My class was the only class that he was not failing, all right? And that happened to him freshman year. And what I did not do at the time was reach out to my colleagues to figure out how collectively we could help Evan reach his goals. Sophomore year, Evan dropped out because there was no path for him. And I hold that dear, and close to me from here on out. So I implore you all, the lesson that I want to say is, don't ever feel like you are alone in this work, and that as a team, you should support all of those students. Those that you feel like are falling through the cracks or don't have support, use your teammates to make sure that they have the proper supports. So I'm going to pass it to you all. What is a lesson that you learned that you hope people leave with?
I like how you started that you had high expectations for those students. That's, for me, one of the biggest hallmarks of my beliefs as a teacher. We must hold high expectations for every single one of our students. A lot of times I get really frustrated. I teach, as Tennessee calls it, English as a second language. I teach multilingual learners. And a lot of times when I receive, especially a newcomer, and I pop back in a little while to check on that student, I hear a laundry list of things that the student can't do. So what I like to say is that every teacher needs to be a talent scout and not a deficit detective.
Yes.
We have to look for the things that our students can do well. In my case, fewer than 1 in 5 Americans is able to speak, understand, and read another language. I have 5 and 6-year-olds who can do that. Let's start there.
That's right. That's right.
Start with the things they can do, and then give them the supports that they need to keep reaching higher and higher heights. So we have to maintain that level of expectation for every single student who walks in our doors.
That's right. Thank you. Thank you.
When I think about teachers, I think about them very similarly to the way that you teach about students. If teachers spend their time getting their education through all the various pathways, whether they go to school for 4 years, and we hear the data about them running out the door, why are we pushing them out the door? They have talent. Listen to them, bring them, share to your commitment. They're just as committed. You just have to take the time to find out what is it they need. And they all don't need the same thing. It's not blanket across the board PD, but they all showed up to do well. And we have to bring that ability out of them, whether it's staying on the phone at night, whether it's talking to them, working with them, showing them their genius, and giving them the space to be genius. Because it's easiest to tell us what a teacher can't do. But guess what? That's They've signed up to do this work for this school year, and that's who Johnny and Bobby and Millie and Malika all have. And we have to make them great because they came through the door to be great. Don't push them out the door.
That's right. Thank you.
So I believe your scores, whether it's test scores, grades, or whatever, they don't define you. We have a lot of those, like you said, deficit detectives, and those wind up leaving the kids feeling hopeless. I didn't have great test scores going into college. I had good grades, I didn't have good test scores, but I still made it through. We all have our own journeys, we have our own paths. His talent isn't her talent is his talent. We all have unique gifts that's instilled in us. The teacher is a counterpart that can help bring it out. Once you start bringing it out, start pointing to them, they start discovering what it is that they like. They start discovering, this subject may not be for me, but I'm still giving my hardest. This subject I might be better in. And whatever it may be, that's how they would discover it. But with that being said, the scores should not define them, and it should not make them feel like they're any less than what they really are. And then after that, the potential they have in them is brought out after whatever circumstance they have. That's part of the story.
Thank you, Caleb.
So over the last year, I've had a different classroom, right? But I'm still teaching, and I have found that the past year I got to spend a lot of time with thousands of high school students. And do y'all know the #1 job for Gen Z? Social media influencer, right? And so that's what they all talk about, want to be a social media influencer, and they cite things like holidays and trips and free gifts and being a celebrity. And the lesson that I've really been trying to impart to that class is that if you want to be an influencer, be a teacher. We get all sorts of free gifts like homemade cookies. And holidays and trips, we have school buses. We can take them anywhere you want to go. But the true influence of a teacher is that we change the future when we help students see their potential. And that's one lesson. If even just one high school student heard that from me this year and it made them realize just the amazing power that a teacher has and makes them want to go into that profession, then that lesson was worth it. It was successful.
Thank you. All right, I have one more question for you all in this. Oh, yes, give it up. One more question. Looking ahead, right? We had a beautiful letter to your first-year teacher self. Looking ahead, what lasting impact do you hope to make in education?
I'll go first. I want to continue the legacy of leadership where teachers feel valued and supported, and creating those spaces where they're able to work for the vision to continue to know that is a noble and powerful position that will continue to change lives and change the future.
I hope that my influence will always be on the students that I've taught over the past 32 years. One of my favorite things to do is to be at the grocery store and the young bagger to start singing a song that I taught him about the 13 states or something like that. Like Christy mentioned, we have so much power and influence over young lives, and I hope that my legacy to this profession is all of the knowledge that students have sought on their own after someone helped them unlock the love of learning.
In this profession, we get to empower them. We get to inspire them, but our impact on them is endless. But that requires intentionality. I would like to be intentional with them in every aspect, in their behavior, whatever it is, the self-esteem, building that up, the confidence, and this, that, and third. But in order to do that, I have to be intentional and personal with them, and love with them, and figure out them on a personal level. Also, the job we do every day, going in every day, dealing with certain issues, every day's not a good day, every day's not sunshine and rainbows. But what we're doing is planting seeds, producing crops of unprecedented success, and knowing that after that, we may not even see the harvest. But just knowing that we impacted them in a way is rewarding enough.
I believe that I am here today, not because of anything I've done or anything I will do, but because of what other people have done for me. And what I really hope in my professional journey is that I'm able to do that for other people, that I'm able to put them in places where they can grow as professionals and really challenge themselves and other students. And that's the legacy that I hope to leave behind, what people have also done for me.
Let's give it up for our panel today. Let's give it up for you all. Thank you so much. And I think we're out. What do we do, boss?
Okay. Right there. Okay. Give it up again for our amazing panelists. Thank you so much for bringing this conversation to life today. And to thank you, the College Football Playoff Foundation would like to provide Dr. Brown, Christy, Missy, and Dr. Otway each with an A+ breakfast for their entire staff on their campus. And for the young star Caleb, the Extra Yard for Teacher Summit and the College Football Playoff Foundation hopes that you are a fan of music because they're providing you with 2 choice tickets to the Lil Wayne concert tonight. Please give it up again for our panelists. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, School Specialty got with us and said, you know what, Joaquin, we did a couple of giveaways earlier. Can we do a couple more? And we said, heck yeah. And they said, you know what, let's just do them bigger and better. So these are going to be some pretty sizable prizes from Sue Ann and Amy. Sue Ann and Amy, you with us? Oh my goodness, pull out those tickets. We're going to do a couple of drawings here. And you want to be present for these because the first one is going to receive $500 from School Specialty. This is the first ticket. Good luck, everyone. 316. 316, are you in the room? Yes! And this second one is going to be for $1,000 from School Specialty. 323, are you in the room? Yes! We got you! Oh my goodness. But we've got even more exciting news because we have a couple of chances for everyone in the room to win $1,000 from School Specialty merchandise and certificates. Here's how you enter. You're going to post your summit photo from today onto your social media platform, either Instagram or Facebook. And you have to tag at School Specialty. Once again, at School Specialty. And you have to tag CFP Extra Yard. CFP Extra Yard. I know it sounds complicated, but don't worry, because they're going to be at their booth at the reception, and they can give you those tags again, should you need them. But once again, you'll post your summit photo on Instagram or Facebook. You'll tag at School Specialty and at CFP Extra Yard. You also have to tag one other teaching friend as well, but it has to be done before midnight tomorrow, January 19th. 2 winners are going to be randomly chosen. And again, don't forget to stop by and visit the School Specialty photo booth during the cocktail hour. That's the perfect place to get more information about this and maybe even take a photo to share online. Now, before we move on to the final slide, the final presenter, the final moments that we have coming up, I got a big announcement to make. I got a text a while ago from a good friend, Britton, the executive director of the College Football Playoff Foundation. And Britton, who, by the way, this is his vision, he said to me, Britton Minowski said to me, Joaquin, I've been so impressed with Atlanta. I've been so moved by the energy and the joy in this room that Britton Minowski wanted me to tell you all that your drink tickets on your wristband are no longer good. Because it's going to be open bar. What? what? Turn to someone and high five them. High five someone next to you right now. High five someone next to you. I said open bar. Thank you, College Football Playoff Foundation. All right. When I say bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, you clap twice. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. All right, let's bring it back. It turned up a little bit there, but we're not done. It is my honor, my distinct honor, to welcome to the stage former United States Secretary of Education, Chancellor of SUNY. Please welcome John B. King Jr. to the stage.
Hello, Atlanta. I've been so inspired by the conversation today. I just feel privileged to be here with all of you. And I just want to take a moment really to say thank you to all of you for what you do for young people every day. And I say that thank you with such depth of feeling because of the difference that teachers made in my life as a kid. I grew up in New York City. I grew up in Brooklyn. I went to, somebody from Brooklyn here, good. I went to PS 276 in Canarsie, Brooklyn. And when I was in fourth grade, in October of my fourth grade year, my mom passed away. I was 8 years old. And I had a teacher in fourth grade, Mr. Osterweil, Alan Osterweil, and he looped with us in fourth, fifth, sixth grade, which was very unusual at the time. And when I was in Mr. Osterweil's class, my mom passed, and then I was living with my dad. My dad was struggling with Alzheimer's, and nobody knew. And it was just the two of us in the house. And as he got more and more sick, home got more and more difficult, figuring out how to keep our household going, how to get food into our house. Some nights my father would talk to me, some nights he wouldn't say a word. Some nights he'd be sad, other nights angry, even violent. I didn't know why. Remember one night he woke me up at 2 a.m, told me it was time to go to school. And I remember saying to him, "No, Daddy, it's not time to go to school." And I remember being on the staircase in our house and my father pulling me on the stairs and clinging to the banister and begging him, saying, "It's 2 a.m., it's 2 a.m., it's not time to go to school." And I didn't know why he was doing it. That's what home was like, night after night. But the thing that saved me was Mr. Osterweil's classroom. In his fourth grade classroom, we read the New York Times every day. In Mr. Osterweil's classroom, we did a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, Shakespeare, in elementary school. We did a production of Alice in Wonderland. I was the rose with big red felt petals sticking out of my head. And I remember those things so clearly because it was the one place where I could be a kid when I couldn't be a kid at home. Mr. Osterweil was the kind of teacher, you finished a math problem, he was there with another that was a little more challenging. You finished a book, he'd have another for you. He took us to the Museum of Natural History and to the ballet, and he showed me this whole world beyond Canarsie, Brooklyn, that I never would have been exposed to. He saved my life. When I was 12, my dad passed, and I moved around different family members, different schools, but it was always teachers who gave me a sense of hope and purpose. And I know that you're doing that every day for the students you serve. And because of those teachers who made such a difference in my life, I ended up becoming a high school social studies teacher, a middle school principal. Because of those teachers in my life, I had the privilege to serve as United States Secretary of Education. And one of my best days and the biggest blessings of my life is the day I was sworn in as Secretary of Education, having Mr. Osterweil with me to mark that moment. So in the last few years, I've spent time writing a book about teaching and teachers. It's called Teacher by Teacher, and I wrote the book really to be a love letter to the teachers who saved my life, who shaped my life, and the amazing teachers I've gotten to meet over my career, including amazing State Teachers of the Year. Can we have another round of applause for them? So in your in the bag that you got, there's a bookmark about the book, teacher by teacher. But I want to give out 3 copies. It comes out in April, but I want to give out 3 copies right now to folks. So let's see, we've got 126. Oh, right there, all right. And, and 180. 180 somewhere, all right, there we go. And one more. 336, where's 336? All right, perfect. Well, I'm proud to give you the copies of this book. I hope that you all know how much what you do every day is appreciated, not just by me, not just by your students and the families you serve, but by the entire country, because the future of our economy, the future of our democracy depends on our teachers. Thanks so much.
I think coaching is teaching because teaching is ability to inspire learning.
Miss Fain made me feel comfortable. She recognized I had a love for sports, but she also challenged me intellectually.
Well, I think being a coach, being a major part of the coach is being a teacher.
I think coaches don't get enough credit for being teachers. They're some of the best teachers that young men and young women will ever come across.
Please welcome to the stage ESPN college sports reporter Jess Sims.
What's up, friends? How are we doing? Oh, wow, this song. Thank you for this. Wow. Okay, so first things first, how are we feeling? I know we're towards the end. They just announced open bar. I'm like, why'd you do that right before I came on? That was really rude. But I won't promise to be brief, but I promise to make this worth your time. So if you can see behind me, it says ESPN college sports reporter. That's new. I'm a Peloton instructor, and before that, but most importantly, I was a teacher. So for those of you that don't know, I taught 5th grade, I taught 3rd grade, I taught kindergarten. Yeah, shout out. I was an operations director and a principal at a middle school, and assistant principal at an elementary school. Yes, I know. We're gonna get into that in a little bit, but I just had to make that known because I feel whenever I'm with teachers that I'm home. Like there's something about the energy, and when someone says to me, Jess, you are such a teacher, I'm like, I know. It's like the best compliment ever. But before I say anything, I want to make eye contact with as many people as I possibly can right now as I say these words. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everyone at home that's watching online, everyone here, thank you for coming. Thank you goes a long way, and you don't hear it enough. And honestly, with our roles, someone could say it to you every second of every day, and it still wouldn't be enough. So thank you on behalf of myself, ESPN, other people that you don't even see here in this room, the communities that you live in, the states, the countries, the world that you live in. Thank you. Because what you're doing is preparing everyone for what they're going to be getting into for the rest of the world. And we know this is a crazy place. Humor me for a minute. I want to get to know you a little bit. If this is your first year ever teaching, can you raise your hands for me? You're at home. Yes, raise it. Proud, hell yes. 2 to 5 years. Yes, proud, awesome. 6 to 10? Hey, big group up front. I'm silently judging the groups too about where you're sitting according to that as well. 11 to 15? Amazing. 16 to 20? Oh my gosh. 21 to 25. 26 to 30? Oh my gosh. 31 to 35? Stop it right now. 36 to 40. Is there anyone over 41? Raise it proud. Stand up. If you're over 41, stand up. You're being shy. There we go. How many years? 40 what? 43 years. Thank you. Wow. Wow. My mind is blown. And it makes me think of this quote, Victor Hugo. I'm not sure if you've heard this, but I heard this the first couple years I was teaching, and it says this: where the telescope ends, the microscope begins. Which one has the grander view? I know, it's deep as shit, so I'm gonna say it again. Where the telescope ends, the microscope begins. Which one has the grander view? Now, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna tell you, I think it's a trick question because they both have their strengths and their limitations. And I think about that in terms of a lot of things, but specifically with this group, teachers, whether it's your first year, you're bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and you're ready to conquer the world and you have no worries yet because you haven't experienced anything yet, you are so valuable to yourself, to your team, to your students. 43 years. You are so zoomed in. You are that microscope. You know things that people will never know or might take a long time to get to know. You have so many strengths. So I really encourage y'all, as you're driving to school, whether it's 6 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., whenever y'all get to do that, I want you to take a look around and remember this moment, because those rides to school can be incredibly lonely. You had a bad day the day before. You didn't get to finish your lesson plan completely. You didn't make the copies. You didn't make the phone calls to the parents that you needed to. You're wondering if a kid's gonna come eating breakfast the next morning, and you're worried. Think about this room. Think about your community of teachers that you can lean on because they're there for you. Only y'all know what it's like. I try to talk about my teacher days to my non-teacher friends. They don't get it. So really lean on each other. Obviously, we all have our limitations as well as the telescope and the microscope, but we also have those great strengths. So be that person for yourself and for the people around you. Now, I am 2016, 9 years removed from education. That's when I officially left and started to teach, still teach, but fitness. And I have had a chance to reflect on something very important. We always say, if I knew then what I know now, right? And I was coming straight off of graduating college. I didn't study education. I got my master's in education through this, but I graduated and I was an athlete. I played basketball in college at Trinity in Hartford. And I was devastated because I felt like, oh, I'm not an athlete anymore. Like those days are gone. I didn't work out when I was a teacher for like 6 months. Like I'm talking didn't work out at all. Like I didn't go for a run. I didn't join the YMCA. I didn't do any of that. And I lost myself. I remember calling my mom after school in tears and I'm like, Mom, and she's like, Jess, did you move your body today? And I'm like, why are you asking that stupid question? No, I had all this. Did you move your body today? My sister-in-law bought me a book. It's called Wherever You Go, There You Are. Introduced me to meditation. If I didn't have the time to go and get that workout, I sat and I meditated until I realized I could do both, and I want to do both because I need both. So when I think about what I wish I knew then that I know now is that I was an athlete as a teacher. Y'all are athletes. What changed? My sport. I was no longer playing basketball. I'm a teacher now. Whatever your sport is, of course, teaching is involved, but maybe you have a spouse at home. Maybe you have kids, dogs. I got 2 of them. Whatever it is, all of these things play a role into what your sport is and then helps you differentiate how you need to train for that. So I've come up with 10, I think they're gonna put it up here, 10 principles, building blocks, whatever you wanna call them, to train for your life. And I break them down, 5 tangible and 5 intangible. The 5 tangible, food as fuel. How you eat matters, what you eat matters. I love that y'all are taking your phones out because I have a call to action. So if you don't have your phone out, that's okay. There's gonna be time to do that. The second one, hydration. I'm the worst. Everyone's like, you're a fitness instructor, you drink a ton of water. I do not, I'm working on it. Movement, purposeful movement. Recovery, how you recover from said movement. And your sleep. Those are things that are measurable. You can see them, you can feel them, you can taste them, some of them. Those are those 5. Those are obvious, right? When you think of an athlete, you think of Serena Williams, you think of LeBron James, you're like, oh yeah, obviously, they do all 5 of those. 5 other ones are more intangible. It's your social support. Who do you surround yourself with? It matters. Boundaries are healthy. Yes, you can go, yes, okay, hey, yes. Boundaries are healthy. Your physical environment, how does your desk look at work? Ooh, soft subject. I know. I know. Ooh, some of y'all are triggered. I didn't mean to. Damn. Okay. I was talking about I don't make my bed. I'm still working on that. I know. I'm still working on that. But physical environment at work and at home matter, because how do you expect to have clarity when everything else is cluttered outside in your external world? Mental health, meditation. Meditation does not mean that you have no thoughts. Meditation means that you are taking 5 seconds, 50 minutes to be purposefully focusing on your breath and living in the present moment. You're gonna have a million thoughts that pop into your head. A lot of them are gonna be about teaching. Let them pass. That is completely normal. Do not worry about being bad at meditating. Just focus on your breath and stay present. The next one's a little bit weird, but we all know it's very, very true. Financial wellness takes a toll. And we need to talk more about it instead of having it be this taboo subject that we're afraid to talk about it because we grew up with people not talking about it, and now it's making me stressed and I don't feel comfortable talking to anyone about it. And then last one, sense of purpose and fulfillment. Teaching is very, very, very much so a purpose for a lot of us. And it could be a source of fulfillment, but not every day. So you need to have something outside of work that gives you this sense of joy, that gives you this ability to play and to have fun, all right? So this is my call to action, is I want you to take a picture of this if you haven't already, and just come up with one of these. Choose one. Don't choose 3, don't even choose 2. Choose one, and come up with one small habit that you can implement today. Not after you get a raise and a promotion, not after your kids go to daycare so you have more free time, something right now in your life that you can do, because it's the small stuff that compounds to be the big stuff. So that's my call to action. If you want to tag me on Instagram, my Instagram is @JessSims. I try to read as many DMs as possible and see what y'all tag me in. If you need an accountability partner, I'll check in on you, because it means that much to me. Because if I had someone telling me, Jess, you were still an athlete when I graduated, things would have been very different. And I'll leave you with this. One of my students, when I was a principal of the middle school, right before I left education, came into my room, Xavier, I know, confidentiality, I won't tell you his last name, came into my office and immediately, head down, sobbing. It wasn't even past homeroom. He had gotten kicked out of class. He said he didn't eat, got into a fight with his mom, hates everything. Sobbing, this little boy is sobbing. And then he looks up and looks behind my desk, and I have a backpack with my boxing gloves, because I was really into boxing training at the time. And so he looks up, and I'll never forget this. He's like, Miss, you box? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can I put them on? And I'm like, no, you're in trouble. And he's like, but what do I need to do? And I was like, ooh, I like this game. And so you know how the rest of the story goes, of course. He came to my office every single day, and I taught him a different combination every single time he came to my office. If I didn't pour into myself, I could not help Xavier in that moment. So let's really change the narrative for yourself, for future teachers, that taking care of yourselves is essential. It is not an option, and it helps everyone, especially yourself. So thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all that you do.
At school, you're always teaching. At home, we never stop playing.
Good job, buddy. That looks good.
Teachers and their families get 25% off our best unlimited plans.
Please welcome to the stage the official accessibility sponsor of the Extra Yard for Teachers Summit, Understood.org's Senior Partnership Manager, Siobhan Messiah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. How's everybody doing? How are we feeling? Wow, y'all were more excited when the wobble came on. How are we feeling? Y'all was up here dancing. Don't act shy now. I know y'all ready to go, but we are almost done. And we are so excited this year to be the accessibility partner for Extra Yard for Teachers. At Understood, we are a company that focuses on learning and thinking differences and helping support those with ADHD, dyslexia, dyscalculia, and we provide free resources to teachers who help support those students. We want to make sure that we're helping you play a pivotal role in those child's lives, and we want to share a story with you. Jade is one of our students, and she's sharing her story with working with one of our experts, who, surprisingly, is also from GSU. Do we have any GSU fans in the house? I was like, they're housing us. Y'all might want to scream a little louder. Yes, do we have any GSU fans in the house? Okay, great. So we're gonna play a video and you can learn a little bit more about Jade and her story.
My name is Jade. I'm in the 8th grade, and reading is a huge struggle for me. Teacher would ask me to read in front of the class aloud. I'd open my mouth, but no words would come out. Not because I couldn't speak, because I couldn't read the words on the page. They were jumping around, backwards, blurry, sideways. D was a B, W was an M. I just kept it all to myself. Like, no one can relate to me. This is just my problem, and I have to deal with it. I have to find a way to deal with this. Oh my gosh. I can still remember the names. Idiot, dummy, slow, special ed. It's like every day going through that takes a piece of you. After a while, you just you get this numb feeling, like it just doesn't bother you anymore. That's when you get really worried. That's when you should get really worried. When you get this numbing feeling, someone calls you something, and you're like, I don't care. They're right. That's the worst feeling in the world.
Middle and high school students who still struggle with reading have dealt with years of frustration already. For older students who don't read fluently, school can be a nightmare. They may still be struggling with the building blocks of reading at a time when we're expecting them to understand and interpret complex stories like Hamlet and the Scarlet Letter. That can leave students with reading issues feeling exhausted, depressed, and cut off from their friends, when the core problem for many of these students is that their brains just work differently. We need to give students some carefully targeted support with the basic job of decoding letters on the page and with higher order skills such as building complex vocabulary, reading more fluently, and understanding what they read. We can also use technology such as text readers to help students keep up with high-level content. As parents and teachers, we can ensure that students who struggle with reading can stay on track for success in college and in life.
In the 1st grade, and I am reading a book meant for toddlers. I am a very sad person. I would seriously just say that to myself. And then my mom would come in and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I was reading this book. She's like, oh, that's so cute. I'm like, Mom, I can't read. The teacher talked to me. They said, we know that you have this ability, and we know how to help you. I would go through one line, she's like, okay, stop. And then she said, and then she had on the board, like, it was like she already knew I was coming. Each word was separated. And she had this special board with, little dots. And she was like, what does this sound? What is this letter? I'm like, it's an S. S. And I felt really stupid, but at the end of the day, I could say that sentence. I would just walk around at the dinner table. I'm reading. I'm everywhere. In the car, I'm sitting down in my roller skates, reading a book. I walked into a treat. I had finished a book, and I felt awesome. And she reads the book, dancing around in my dad's football jersey. She's completed the championship. I'm serious. And the crowd goes wild. I still have that jersey. I do. And it smells terrible.
Okay, so we love Jade, obviously, and we know that her story is just one of countless students across the world, but especially America, and we know that you are also creating these stories and these experiences every day in your classroom. So on this screen, we want to show you some resources that will help. First, we have our Educators Hub, and feel free to scan the QR codes, please, of course. But behind me, you'll see our Educators Hub, which is an entry point for written and video content downloadable for your classroom. There are podcasts for teachers, by teachers, toolkits, and much more. In the middle, you'll see a little screenshot of something I'm really excited about. It's our Understood Assistant. It'll be on the top right screen of your corner if you go to understood.org, and it's an AI-powered chatbot solely trained on our evidence-based, expert-vetted content. That means you'll only get information that you can trust from understood.org. You can access anything between lessons, as you're planning, even have it open while you're writing your IEPs, sorry. It's your on-demand learning and differences support. Lastly, don't forget to check out our family engagement resources as well. All of our resources for our family are also available in Spanish. You can find our tools and resources to help families understand and navigate learning differences and help with new strategies at home. So just take a minute, scan those QR codes. Obviously, if you want some more information, if you look in your gift bag, there are also inserts, so you can reach us through there. We really want to thank you for the incredible work that you do, and we're so proud to be at this summit as an accessibility partner. And we hope that you'll check us out at understood.org. My colleague and I, Charles, will also be at the reception tonight. Some of you know Miss Charlie. And again, your gift bags have some more information. So now I'm really thrilled to introduce our final speaker of the day, and he brought a few colleagues with him as well. With his second children's album, Up and Up, and his sixth children's book, I Got Feelings, Coy Bowles has written a permission slip for children to express their emotions. A guitarist, keyboardist, singer, songwriter, and part of the Zac Brown Band since 2007, Bowles has won 3 Grammys and has numerous one-country hits. Yet his interest in writing and creative stretches all the way back to childhood in Thomaston, Georgia. Coy says his parents taught him how to communicate about the emotions he felt at a young age. And now, through his original music and literature, he's helping children and parents and teachers do the same. Please join me in welcoming to the stage a Georgia State University alumni and someone who has played in these very classrooms of this theater, Coy Bowles.
Hello, check 1, 2. That was some good intro music, wasn't it? I guess that comes along with the country stuff. My name is Coy Bowles. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. This is a very full circle moment for me. I went to Georgia State University, and yes, right? So I have worked up for the last couple weeks, or actually a couple months now, a really good experience for you guys. I went to school here. I graduated from school here. I used to practice in those rooms over there and dream about playing on this stage with my jazz instructor, Dr. Gordon Vernick. So he's gonna come and play music with me. I haven't played music with him in probably 20 years, and I've got a student of mine that I've been working with who's gonna come out here as well. So I created a full circle environment for you guys, and we're gonna play a song that I wrote in just a second. But first, if you don't know who I am, let's take a trip down memory lane real fast. So who is Coy Bowles? This is myself. I'm a husband. My wife is backstage over here. She is not gonna come out. She doesn't do that. But my 2 daughters have never seen me speak before, and they're gonna come out real fast and wave their hands. Come out! Hattie Bowles and Millie Mercy Bowles. Thank you so much. So it was so awesome when I asked them. I was like, can my daughters come and watch me speak? You know, because it's important, right? You know? So I'm a father. You can see here with the pigtails and the makeup on and all that stuff and the tracksuits that I'm that dad. I'll let them paint my toes, my face, makeup, the whole 9. I'm also a musician. I play in the Zac Brown Band. I've been playing with that band for 17 years now. Let's go. So interesting facts. If you don't know who the band is, raise your hand. Just kidding. 9 million albums sold, 15 number 1 hits, 30, just some bragging rights up here, if you don't know who we are. So I'm also an educator. I've been teaching a music business class for probably 8 years. I taught individual guitar and piano lessons for a long time before I was a touring musician, and I continuously am involved in trying to be a part of our education system, whether it's at the high school level, college level, and particularly The last 10 years, I've been really involved in early education. So speaking of that, I'm an author. I wrote a children's book about 15 years ago. Thank you very much. We got one person clapping for me being an author, guys. I remember you. Money's in the mail. So I got, about 15 years ago, I wrote my first children's book called Amy Giggles Laugh Out Loud. That's turned into, now I am on my 6th book that's about to come out, all self-published, and I also I'm working on my 7th book with another special guest that I'm bringing out here that you guys are going to know as well. So we got a lot to look forward to. So here's the books that I've created, most notably the Little Red Door stories. And I created this really cool social emotional kit with Lakeshore Learning. So if you guys don't know about this, you should really check it out. It took me 2 years. This is not me saying, hey, here's my book, create something. I spent tooth and nail, went through every activity with this thing, trying to make the world a better place through trying to connect with kids through social emotional learning. So here's where I come. I have a company called KOICO, and it stands for Creative Opportunity Yields Creative Output. You got to give kids love if you want them to be able to show love. You got to give them a camera if you want them to take pictures, right? So the one thing that I've been doing for the last couple years is going around and talking to teachers, and there's a couple things, and she reiterated it earlier before I got up here. If the teacher is not happy, I don't care how many computers or desks or cool stuff you have in the classroom, it's going to be an unsuccessful classroom, right? Second, you guys do this because it's your calling. I've been around the world and seen so many people, and when you go to a conference for CPAs, they're not there because it's their calling. They're there because it's a financially secure thing to invest their life in as a career. They might be good at math. You guys show up and do what you do because it's who you are. And I think that's one of the most admirable traits you could possibly have as a human being. Thank you very much. So what I want to do is create products that are post-pandemic, that are for now, for what you guys are experiencing in the classroom with a nimble company, so that I can give you songs, I can give you books, I can give you activities, I can give you all these things that are about what's going on right now in the classroom. That's what I'm about, is filling that void. If there's problems that you guys are facing, it's not a 50-year-old book that's going to solve it. It's not a 50-year-old song that's going to solve it. I had a teacher in early education call me the other day, and she was like, can you please write me a new cleanup song? I swear to God, if I hear the same clean up, and I was like, so, all right, there's a new one. I wrote you guys a new one. There's a new cleanup song out there, and it's taking on the old. So anyway, I'm out here trying to do these different kits with Lakeshore and my own company, KOICO, to make the world a better place for you guys. And I can't tell you enough. I spend so many days and hours working on this stuff and trying to create material that's for you guys, because there's nothing more admirable than loving kids, in my opinion. And there's one thing that my parents have that they taught me, and that is your deepest layer of your onion, the people who mean the most to you, are the people that show up when it gets tough. The pandemic was tough, and guess who showed up for the kids? You guys did. That is one reason why I will always be up here striving for educators and all the stuff that you guys go through, because you guys show up for people, and there's nothing better than that, me. I think the world of you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. And one thing is that, I'm going to say this for a second, but you guys have the most amazing stories. If you ask someone, how did you get started teaching? That story will blow your mind, man. And the thing is I ask everybody, raise your hand if you've told that story to somebody else. Raise your hand if the person you've been teaching with for the last 15 years knows that story that you just told me. Very little, because they say, one, I don't think anybody's interested in it, or nobody's ever asked. But I'm telling you right now, I love stories. I write songs, I write books, I collect stories, and you guys have the best stories that I've ever heard in my life, because one, you have a calling, and two, you show up. And that's like superhero stuff. You know, it really is. So we're about to move into the fun stuff. I'm an advocate. I'm from Thomaston, Georgia, this real small town. Oh, right? Somebody knows Thomaston? T-Town in the house? Okay. This is my parents. This is me when I was a little kid. This is me with my first guitar. This is me out there on the street right next to this building trying to be cool, looking older than I do now for some reason. So there's a very special guy who I'm going to bring out. This is Dr. Gordon Vernick. I auditioned to try out for the School of Music. He looked at me, he said, "You can play, but you can't read music." And I was like, this is where I don't get in. And he said, "But I see something in you, I'm going to give you a chance. But I'm going to tell you this, if you don't read music every single day and I find out you're not taking this reading music thing seriously, you're out." He's like, "I'm going to tap you on the shoulder and you're going to know what that means." And just like Dumb and Dumber, I looked at him, I said, "So you're saying there's a chance?" You know? But it was the first time, I haven't told him in this story before, but it was like being illiterate as an adult in a different language, because everybody that I was in class with, they could play. They knew how to read. They could read just, and we're talking jazz either. This is, I mean, this is, and I'm like, you know, these other guys were smoking it. So I would have to stay up all night long and memorize this stuff so I could practice with the guys the next day. And he never gave up on me, ever. He never tapped me on the shoulder. And he said the most important thing that anybody has ever said to me, I auditioned later on for something, and we had to audition every year. I don't even think it's called audition, but we have to like basically do trials, or what's it called? Juries. You have to play for your teachers. Anyway, he looked at me, and I played one note. He said, "You're fine." I played the next thing, and he looked at me and he goes, "I'm not worried about you." And he said, "You can leave." And that's the biggest compliment that this guy can ever give you, is like, "You're not on my radar, dude. I'm not worried about you." And I've been successful to the nth degree that I could have never imagined when I was a kid, because of this guy believing me and going through the gauntlet of this school and learning all the stuff that I did. So that said, I found my acceptance letter to Georgia State in a pile of stuff. Yeah, I pulled this thing and I was like, you should have seen when I opened this letter up with my mom and dad and all three of us little country people in Thomaston, Georgia, doing the country dance. We made it into Georgia State. So this is me taking a picture right over here down the aisle as well. So these are the ensembles that I found. Dr. Gordon Vernick. I collected all in 2000. That was when I was here, 2000, 2004. So without further ado, Dr. Gordon Vernick, everybody. So I'm going to bring my friend out, Mitchell Phillips. Come on out, buddy. Mitchell and I have been working together. I found him as a student, and we've been working together. So we're going to play a song for you guys. I wrote a song called Colder Weather. There was a #1 hit song by the Zac Brown Band. So we're going to play this tune for you guys real fast. I just got to take a second and plug my guitar in. Some stuff that you do.
Can you all hear me? So not only am I a college professor, I have a middle school jazz program that I started about 20 years ago, where we partner with 6 middle schools and we visit them once a month, and then they send their best students to Georgia State. I'm here every Saturday morning. They were here this morning. We had about 25 middle school kids, and I have a wonderful faculty. This is a well-developed program. It's funded through grants and gifts, so we start there, and then the kids progress to my high school outreach program. For that, they have to audition. Then they have to deal with me on a more professional level. And of course, that is a preparatory program. Many of the students who've been through the middle school and high school program are in New York, they're in Washington, they're in Chicago, they're Grammy Award winners. Some of them are teachers, some are band directors, some are college professors. It's amazing the way we've been able to track all these students from middle school to high school, and also my college kids. I once made a comment to him. and I can't tell that story now, but it has something to do with going to a buffet. And you can use your imagination. But it was an important learning moment for Coy about doing the right thing and not repeating your mistakes. And obviously, this is a living example of someone who has stopped repeating his mistakes and is doing the right thing so he can achieve amazing, amazing levels of admiration and musicality and success.
So Mitchell's going to sing this song, and again, this is a song called Colder Weather.
She'd trade Colorado if he'd take her with him. Closes the door before the winter lets the cold in, and wonders if her love was strong enough to make him stay. She's answered by the taillights shining through the window pane. He said, I want to see you again, but I'm stuck in colder weather. Maybe tomorrow will be better. Can I call you then? She said, you're a rambling man. You ain't ever gonna change. You got a gypsy soul to blame, and you were born for leaving. Born for leaving. Well, it's a winding road when you're in the lost and found. You're a lover, I'm a runner. We go round and round. And I love you, but I leave you. I don't want you, but I need you. You know it's you that calls me back here, baby.
Rachel Phillips. Dr. Gordon Verning. That was awesome. Oops, you guys weren't supposed to see that. So, I'm writing a book with this guy, and we've for the state of Georgia, and we've been hanging out for the last 6 months or so. I met him a couple years ago in passing. One of the coolest guys that I've ever met in my life. I mean, when I hang around with him, I got to be like, you know, man, I'm a musician. I've been on the road, met a lot of famous people and stuff. You know, this guy's cool. He's one of the coolest guys that I've met in the last 5 years. Am I going to say cool just over and over and over again? So UGA football player star, went on to play with the Patriots, won the Super Bowl. Can I introduce you, Mr. Malcolm Mitchell? So Malcolm's going to tell you what he's been up to. He's got a foundation, and he spends a lot of time helping kids with literacy programs and working with you guys. So I'm going to take a second and let him tell you guys all about it.
Can we give him another round of applause?
I'll take it.
I was just in the back with my eyes closed, just jamming out, listening to their music, and then he said, "Oh, Malcolm, come on up." Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Malcolm Mitchell. Yes, I am a Super Bowl champion. I'm a scholastic picture book author. I started a foundation called Share the Magic Foundation. We serve all 50 states and 17 other countries. The mission of the foundation is to inspire kids to read. I also grew up within every negative literacy statistic that said my life would not amount to much. I grew up in a single-parent household. I have an older brother and a younger sister. Please don't give me any Malcolm in the Middle jokes. We did not have 20 age-appropriate books at the house. We had a hard time affording food, yet alone purchasing books. I also struggled to read until I was 19 years old. In my neighborhood, there were no tangible examples of education taking anyone anywhere culturally relevant or culturally desirable. So trying to get us to understand the value of an education and how that would lead us to economic freedom and social mobility was trying to get us to believe in a different religion. Because the things that were preached are not the things that we saw. I want to tell you a story. The story goes, there was once a farmer who was walking towards his chicken coop when he stumbled upon a misplaced egg. Now, this wasn't an anomaly. The farmer had seen this before, so he picks up the egg, he walks it back over to the chicken coop, and he places it under a hen. And he continues, like nothing ever happened. Well, a few days go by, and these eggs begin to hatch. Out of one egg comes a chicken. Out of another egg comes, as we can expect, another chicken. But out of our misplaced egg comes an eagle. Now, our eagle doesn't know it's an eagle. So what does it decide to do? Well, it behaves like a chicken. It pecks the ground for seeds, and it flaps its wings to jump instead of fly. Now, after a few weeks, a few months go by, our little misplaced eagle feels like it has a bit more to offer, but it does not know what. Why? Because all it knows is life with and as a chicken. But by God, one day, there's a shadow casted over our chicken coop, and all the little chickens scurry inside, but our misplaced eagle stays outside, and it looks up, and what does it see? Sees another eagle soaring through the air. But don't forget, our little misplaced eagle has never seen a representation of itself. There are no mirrors hanging up in the chicken coop. So when it looks up, it doesn't see an eagle and think, oh, I too can do that. But what does happen is our little misplaced eagle understands that there's more out in the world. There are new possibilities, something to aspire to, something to try to accomplish, to go after. So our little misplaced eagle does what? It tries to fly. fails. It jumps, flaps its wings, and it falls. Jumps, flaps its wings, and it falls again. In fact, that little misplaced eagle tries to fly hundreds of times, but it fails hundreds of times. But after all that failure, for some reason, it decides to continue to persevere. From all of that trying, it builds the strength to jump one more time, to flap its wings one more time, and soar away from that chicken coop to live out its full potential. Now, I don't know about many of you, but for a majority of my life, I have felt like that misplaced eagle. As a child, I wanted to be great. In fact, I speak to thousands of kids a year, and I walk in and I ask them a few questions. I say, raise your hand if you want to go to jail. You know what? Nobody puts their hand in the air. I said, raise your hand if you want to be a high school dropout. And you know what? No one puts their hand in the air. I say, raise your hand if you want to depend on government assistance programs. No one puts their hand in the air. I said, raise your hand if you want a decrease in life expectancy. Nobody puts their hand in the air. Why? Because people naturally want to do great things. Sometimes they just haven't learned that they too can fly. When I was in 11th grade, every college that you can possibly conjure was calling me, asking me to be a football program at their school, be in the football program at their school. I was academically ineligible. I could not go to college because my grades were not well, nor had I taken the SAT or ACT. I had an 11th grade U.S. history teacher by the name of Holly Stone. And once he realized the opportunities that were in front of me, she sat with me every day after school, not because they paid her more money, not because her name would be on the back of a jersey, not because she would get any accolades or credibility, but she willed the hope and desire into me to understand that I could fly. That's the power that you possess as an educator. Your job is extremely difficult, very hard. I couldn't imagine doing it. But I do know you are that vehicle that would help a kid like me growing up in an environment, not understanding what life had to offer, realize that I could fly. So I encourage you to please keep going. When you get tired, please remember to persevere because you're helping that child persevere. And if you touch one life, you may touch many. Just please don't stop because they need you. Just like I needed Holly Stone. I want to be a vehicle, a person of usage. I understand the impact that athletics has on society. It gives you a lot of influence. I got it. Well, if you think that hearing my voice will help your community, I pray that you reach out. And I promise you I'll be there. You keep going, and I'm rooting for you. Instead of people cheering for me, I'm cheering for you. Okay? Thank you all.
That was a good story. There's the music again. All right. I learned that kind of stuff from my dad, by the way. So Malcolm and I are going to give out 2 sets of our books to some winners today. So if you can, take a second and scan this code, fill out the information, and then we're going to pick winners, and both of us are going to send 2 sets of books to 2 different people. So we have 4 winners. And there's some other surprises that are coming along with you. So scan this QR code, take a picture of it if you don't want to do it now. And I don't know how to explain to you guys, but this next song I'm going to play is a islandy, Moana, Paul Simon, Caribbean sounding tune. I play this song for educators all across the country. Never once have I played this song and there not been a conga line. So if you guys don't want to do it, it's totally cool. We'll just like post on social media, Atlanta, Summit, big letdown, conga line, first failure. It's cool. We'll post it on TikTok before it goes out. So you guys will be the last thing on TikTok. So usually what I try to do is just save you guys from this embarrassment that we'll throw on social media. But is there anybody in here who's like, I'll start a conga line? Like, I'm not scared. I'm that person. I'm at a party. I do conga lines. Okay, we got you. You're saved. You're good. We got you one person. Oh, we got Malcolm too. Okay, so even better. We got Malcolm Mitchell going to do a conga line with us, guys. So anyway, we're going to pump this song, and Malcolm and I are going to go hang out with you guys in the lobby when this thing's over with, but we're going to conga line out of here to this song. So hang out and listen to it, join a conga line and do your thing, but then we're going to meet you guys out in the lobby, all right? So I'm going to invite Dr. Vernon to come back out here and play with me. Let's roll that tune, man. Day in, day out, life is the same. You get so comfortable, then there's change. There's routines and patterns, all these things matter. Then there's change, and it's scattered. All of a sudden it's upside down. Should I smile or should I frown? They say, one foot in front of the other. I say, I'm scared and let's run for cover. Even though I seem so young, I'm a bird with wings. Learning to fly can be the hardest thing. Every little thing you taught me, every lesson I learn. When I'm lost and lonely, I will find a way. Coming home, I'm ready for anything. I'm on my own, I'm ready for anything. Whoa, 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 whoa. We go up and up, down and down. It's a big old world, we going round and round. There's good times and bad times, things come and go. Nothing stays the same, don't you know? All of a sudden it's upside down. Should I smile or should I frown? They say, one foot in front of the other. I say, I'm scared and let's run for cover. Even though I seem so young, I'm a bird with wings. Learning to fly can be the hardest thing. Every little thing you taught me, every lesson I learn. When I'm lost and lonely, I will find a way. Coming home, I'm ready for anything. I'm on my own, I'm ready for anything. Whoa. Thank you guys.